help when I come and see if you're okay?
Nope. It doesn't help in the slightest.
Okay.
My biggest takeaway from this episode was I found out the real reason why the girls hate Shakira. It's not that she's physically attractive. Yes, there's that. It's not that she's a girl who's highly intelligent, who's got principle and boundaries. But I think it's the fact that she's able to bring out an emotional side of the guys that these girls can't. And this is why you find Helena and Megan constantly struggling with Shakira, that not only is she stunning, so they can't beat her on that, but she's highly intelligent. They can't beat her on that. We know Megan's vocabulary doesn't cover much. And so seeing how emotional Harry and Connor were about Shakira, that's the reason why the girls don't like her. Because she is able to tap into a softer side of these guys that they can't. And with the Grafties, personally, it seems like there's a vendetta to try and paint Tony and Shakira as the villains. And for Megan to try and lie and say that, she is a victim and have, Dijon try and back her up. His non-verbals were confirming what the girls were saying. So it's really sad that he's nodding his head in agreement with Shakira, but his mouth is saying, no, Megan is one of the nicest person. Please take several seats and sit down. Anyway, hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island UK, Season 12, Episode 46. I have so many questions, and my main question is, who in particular felt it was a genius idea to bring back Meg and to bring back Blue? It's not like they were fan favorites. It's one thing if someone is a fan favorite and you're bringing them back because the fans have been asking for them. My money is on they brought back Meg because the clique were failing to recruit. I don't know why Blue is back. He is happy. He said, I told you I wasn't leaving and I'm back. And it's like, he didn't provide entertainment first go round. He wasn't a likable fella. So why is he back? He didn't leave a connection. At least Megan can lie and say she left Connor. What about Blue? Why is he back? Did Tommy refuse to come back, or did they think Tommy wouldn't be able to find a partner? I didn't quite get that. I really didn't. Anyway, so the girls were sitting on their own, the boys were sitting on their own. The girls are sort of asking, how have we been doing? Have we been coming across very well? And it's like, what do you think, Sherlock Holmes? What do you think? The way you're sitting and the fact that some of the new bombshells have been avoiding you should be enough to tell you how you're coming across. You then have the clique go and sit down and they're sort of asking about their guys, and they're told that your guys were moving mad in Casa. Even you, there was times your behaviors were questionable, but now they seem to be on the right path. For Meg to keep going on, but I'm a girlfriend. Sherlock Holmes, that's not a solution. That's not going to mean that it's a permanent situation. Even married people get divorced. So the idea that you think that you're his girlfriend and he's going to change, good for you. I feel like he must have given her the D, and when he gave her the D, she was so satisfied that she will overlook anything, because everything that was being brought up, she kept saying, oh, but I'm a girlfriend now, I'm a girlfriend. And then for Helena was told you need to stand on business. Helena likes Harry more than Harry likes Helena, let's be honest. And so the idea that she's going to stand on business and Harry's going to eat that, we are all lying to one another. He will listen to Shakira because he seems to like Shakira more than he likes Helena, but I don't think he'll listen to her standing on business. That's just a joke. And surprisingly, you have Angel and Ty go for a chat. While the guys were sitting in a group, you had Blue sort of saying, oh, I'm going to be pulling Angel for chats, blah, blah. And it's like, you are saying that, but she is saying there's nothing there. So I'm happy that once she sat down with Ty, she told him that, we did have a good chat. We got on very well, but there's nothing there. If he wants, he can pull me. I know we're supposed to be tested, but if he wants to, he can pull me, but I'm not going to be pulling him for chat. And it's like, well, he's lost Angel. Who else does he have an option to? Apparently, when the girls were sitting together, they were saying that Yaz has sort of liked Blue. He's good looking, but there's nothing upstairs. The lights are on, but there's no one home. So I don't know what she's going to like about him. You then had Connor pull Shakira for a chat. And so Shakira looked very... I said this in my previous review that Shakira was very upset. Shakira was very upset from the time she had to let Connor know how she feels, because I think she kept going because she didn't want to lose his friendship. So for them to sit down and for her to open up to him and say, I'm very upset because I don't want to lose you as a friend, but there's nothing there. And this is the first time I've actually seen Connor be emotional, as in worry about somebody else. When he cried for Megan, he was crying for himself. He wasn't crying for Megan that she's going home. He was crying for himself that his person that he liked was going. And this is the first time I feel he's put somebody else's feelings above himself, because I've always said Connor comes across as self-centered, and this time he won me over because you could tell he was also worried about Shakira. And so he wanted to check in on her, make sure she was okay, not to rub her face in it and say, oh, I've got a new chase, so I don't care about you anymore. But still to show her that he's a friend, he cares. And for him to reassure her that's all she needed, that you'll never lose me, you're my friend. I don't think he's ever had girls that are his friends, and so this is why he's struggling to navigate it. I think every girl that has either been his friend, maybe they might have hooked up or whatever. So for him to have a friend who is just a friend is something that's foreign to him, something that he's learning to sort of go through, and I really love it for the two of them. You had Yaz sit down for a chat with Blue. Yaz reassured. Well, she told him that I've got a good thing going at the moment with Jamie. We all know she's got a great thing with Jamie. She's a totally different beast with Jamie. She's more pacified. She's a different type of woman. She's Yaz, but she's a more mature Yaz. So I love this for her. You then had him sort of saying, apparently they're both Farsi. They share the same ethnicity, but they don't sort of speak the language, or they know a couple of words, so maybe they will bond on that. But do I see her leaving Jamie? I do not think so. I really do not think so. I think it would be a waste of Yaz's time to leave Jamie a more secure sort of connection to go and be with this genius that doesn't seem to do anything. He couldn't even pull one of the girls on when he first came in round the first time, and I don't think he's going to do anything this time. Cash and Jamie were sitting, and Jamie was upset because he was asking, why is Yaz laughing? What is so funny? What is she laughing at? She shouldn't be laughing. She shouldn't be laughing. And it's like, oh my God, this man is really into Yaz and is not going to put up with mess, which I really love for them. I like Tony, but I'm starting to side-eye her because she sits down with Cash. And personally, it's too much dancing on someone's grave for me, because she's saying to him, no more hiding, no more sparing anyone's feelings. They speak about going to the hideaway. And it's like, Tony, you're doing a bit too much. We all remember you telling Emily off for exactly the same thing that you're doing. So the audacity to be there and celebrating and talking about going to the hideaway when you were upset with someone because you were about to be dumped and they were celebrating that they were now in a couple. This is exactly the same thing you're doing, sadly, and I don't understand it. The islanders get ready for the night. You have Tony and Cash get ready to go to the hideaway. Cash is saying it's only going to be a couple of kisses and then they're going to go to sleep. I don't think he's going to do anything inappropriate in there. I think he has, this reputation to sort of maintain. So I don't think he's going to be wanting to knock boots. The lights go out. We didn't see them make out. Instead, we actually saw a very emotional conversation between Shakira and Connor. Because I think Shakira, yes, she agreed to explore a romantic connection with Connor because she wanted to save her friend. But she was also feeling very guilty because she couldn't sort of give him what he wanted and she didn't want to lose the friendship. And so she was telling him that, I'm very worried. I don't want to lose you as a friend. And you actually saw Connor cry. This is what the other girls hate about Shakira, in the sense that the boys are very protective about Shakira. The boys really like Shakira. And people like Megan and Helena can't stand that, and they can't understand that. In the morning, the islanders wake up. You have, I think Blue is overcompensating. The fact that he had to drop kick the door is like, why? Why are we doing all this? This is not necessary. Just come in, say hello, and sit your butt down. You don't need to be doing a bit too much. You're being too extra for nothing. So you have Tony sort of come in with Cash. I don't think anything happened with Cash because we didn't get to see anything unless production didn't want to show it to us. But that would be a first. Anyway, they come in and Tony's saying, she really enjoyed herself in the hideaway. She wishes they had stayed there, but hey, it's morning, everyone has to come out. You have Connor make breakfast for Meg. Connor is trying to make an impression because he knows he has no other option. If Meg drops him, that's it. There's no one else for him. So he has to do his best to keep Meg sort of entertained. Good for him. You have everyone sort of lounging around the pool, and Yes decides to pull Blue for a chat. What do I think? I think production might be pushing Yes to do it, and I think Yes might just be doing it as well, just because she's bored and she wants some excitement, because their conversation didn't make sense. How do you pull someone aside to discuss his mom's shop? For him to ask her that, oh, you said that a guy hasn't given you an O, I'll be able to do that. And it's like, well, okay. They spoke about toys, they spoke about his mom SEX shop, and personally, there was nothing about it that stood up. Nothing stood out. Yes, Yaz recognizes that she's more mature in her approach when it comes to guys, but still at the same time, I don't think she's doing it other than she's bored. She's bored. She knows she's in a fixed relationship. She doesn't want to ruin that, but at the same time, she wants to enjoy herself and have an amazing time. This is why she's going to have the conversation she's having with Blue. Outside of that, I don't get it. Obviously, Jamie feels some type of way, but he's not worried because he thinks he's got a good thing with Yaz going, so he's not going to stress himself. You have the Shakira and Tony just sitting with the boys by the pool. They're just having a great time. I love that Connor is constantly checking in with Shakira, because he was sat there as well. He could have easily left her and said, Megan is here, off I go. And then suddenly you have Connor and Tony having a conversation. I loved it. I really loved it, because Tony was trying to sort of make sure that Connor understands why Shakira is upset, that she's not upset that he's found a connection. She's upset that she's worried that she's going to lose her friendship with him, and this is something she doesn't want to lose. Connor said, she's not going to lose me. She's my closest friend. And they seem to have this bond, which is one of the sweetest things ever. And Connor was one of the people that stood there and was very supportive of Shakira when she was going through the mess she was going through with Harry. The worry that Tony and Connor share is the fact that they're worried that Harry's going to take advantage of this, because now Shakira is single and he is going to do anything in his power to sort of try and win her back, because he knows she's vulnerable. It's up to the two of them to protect her, because yes, she knows what's right, yes, she knows what's wrong, but at times when we are vulnerable, our ability to make the right decision doesn't always work. While they're saying this, you have Harry sort of go into the girls' changing room. I think he must have been looking all over the villa for Shakira, and you found out that she was in the dressing room. So Shakira, I assume, was hiding away. I think she's hiding away. She's trying to keep away from Harry and Helena and just do her own thing. And so for Harry to go there and be the sweetest thing ever, I loved it. I really did, because they actually have conversations that are outside of flirting, that are outside of stupid stuff. And he's already said that Shakira was his strongest connection. It was more serious than anything else he's had in the villa with any of the other girls. They spoke. Well, Shakira told him that you being here, I know you want to be there and supportive, but you being here is only making things worse, and you doing what you're doing is making things worse for me, because she gets to sit there and watch him enjoy himself while she's still nursing a broken heart. He's enjoying himself. He's in this exclusive relationship. He's happy. He's at peace. And so I love that he said to her, I just moved on because I just was trying to sort of bury my feelings and just, do anything and everything to sort of keep that at bay and not have it sort of surface. And I think he's managed to do that very well. He's someone who likes to put on a happy-go-lucky face. And so having to realize that not only is Shakira breaking because how she felt about him, and she's genuine about how she felt about him, I think he's opening up his own feelings about her and sort of making him question, did I do the right thing? Shakira and Harry are victims of the plan that Dijon, Meg, and Helena came up with, because they are the ones that kept pushing for Harry to leave Shakira and come and be with Helena. So whatever happens, Helena she made the bed, she has to lay in it. Because you have her on the day beds with Dijon, suddenly Dijon is Shakira's keeper, because he's asking, where's Shakira? Then it comes out that Shakira's inside, and Harry's also inside with her, and Helena is now stressed, and it's like, why are you stressed? You created this monster by trying to steal somebody's guy, not once but several times, knowing that he had a strong connection and he was emotionally invested in that. And so whatever he does, you made your bed, you have to lay in it. You then have Harry come out of the changing room. Shakira leaves the changing room as well, and he goes and he speaks to Dijon. And I think Dijon could see there was a problem, because, yes, Harry said Shakira still likes him, but he also reveals that he still likes Shakira. He had a very serious connection and a very strong connection with her. He's got a good thing going with Helena, but I think if he were to choose a relationship that would last forever, he would pick Shakira. you have Dijon telling him, you and Helena have a good thing going. You have to keep it going. And it's like, you are the reason why Harry's in the situation he's in. You are the reason why Shakira's in the situation she's in. Because these two people, yes, they had their issues, but they were happy in their connection. And you and your partner decided that you didn't think they were a good couple and you wanted him to couple up with somebody else. So whatever happens from that, allow it to happen. You can't tell Harry who's best for him and who's not best for him. I don't get it and I don't quite understand it. And I wish they could just leave him alone. You have Meg and Connor go to the hideaway. Meg is trying to put on an act. I think she's trying to come across the way she thinks the viewers want her to come across, because she's saying, yes, we had a bond. Yes, I'm open to exploring it, but I'm not just here for you. I'm here for myself and I need to get to know more people outside of you. And it's like, well, do you? If that's how you feel, good for you. But Connor, at the end of the day, needs to understand that this woman is only using him as part of her redemption arc, and she's not there to be serious about anything else. You have Harry go on the terrace to have a conversation with Helena because he's spoken to Dijon. He's been told he needs to speak to Helena and let her know what he's feeling. And personally, I don't know. Because he did tell Helena that Shakira still liked him and, there is this concern that what is going to happen with that. And Helena has always blamed the girls. Every time Harry has shown interest in anyone, she's always blamed the girls. And her takeaway from this is that, Shakira says she likes this guy, so he doesn't know what to do, so he needs to sit down and process it. And it's like, I don't think so. Yes, the two of you are exclusive. That might have triggered Shakira, as she said. But that's not to say that you are going to be in a permanent couple with Harry. Because Harry's actions have shown that he leans more towards Shakira than he does you. And said you are blinded. You have these rose-colored glasses that you refuse to accept that Harry might actually like someone else more than he likes you. You then have them leave the terrace and she goes immediately to Dijon and Megan and she's crying to them because she feels some type of way, she doesn't know what to do, and she tries to sort of solicit information from Dijon because Dijon is close friends with Harry, and Dijon was saying, I don't want to get involved. Because they were encouraging her to ask him, do you still like Shakira? Do you still want to get to know her? And I don't think Helena is ready for the answer. I really don't. Because the three of them sat down and came up with this idea that let's break up Shakira and Harry so that Harry could couple up with Helena. And whatever happens, if he decides to go back home, that's her own reason. That's her own problem. Because he's already shown her that, yes, he likes her, but he doesn't like her the same way he likes Shakira. And she refuses to get that through her thick scalp. So it is what it is. She then goes to the Meg squared and she's now crying, I can't do this anymore. And it's like, you're not a victim, madam. You are not a victim. You brought this on yourself. Megan decides to reveal that, he told Shakira, I want to go on a date with you. And it's like, Harry has done anything and everything to impress Shakira. This is why Shakira feels some type of way. If he didn't do anything and everything, she wouldn't be feeling the way she does. If he had moved around the way he moved with Helena, I don't think she'd be heartbroken. He showed her the qualities that she wanted in a guy because he knew what she wanted. And then now that he's shown her, he's given her that, she wants that, and he was sort of coerced into joining another different couple. Helena has to bear the consequences of her actions. Anyway, Helena's crying, and surprisingly, when she's crying, Harry didn't come to console her. We've seen him twice go and console Shakira and check up on Shakira. He never once came to console her. He actually went and he sat with Dijon, and Dijon was telling him that Connor had told Megan that Harry was saying he wants to go on a date with Shakira. Now they're trying to pass it on to Connor, and it's like, what has Connor done? What has this got to do with Connor? You said it in the kitchen, so that's your fault. You can't blame somebody else for the words that came out of your mouth. I don't like when they try to play victim. And surprisingly, Meg is saying, but you're exclusive. And it's like, they're not married. Even married people do get a divorce. They're not married. So I don't get why you keep saying they're exclusive, they're exclusive. It means nothing to Harry. It really does. Anyway, Yasmin receives a message. Girls, get flawless with your very own glam squad. And boys, get sharp. Tonight, the villa will host a ceremony all about you. It's time for the Grafties. #Boots Beauty Specialist. #No graft, no glory. Everyone is ecstatic. I think it's about time, they've had some people come and do their makeup. While the girls are getting ready, Helena is crying to Megan. Megan is telling her, but you're exclusive. And it's like, that means nothing. You're not married. Even married couples get a divorce. Why do you keep going about you're exclusive, you're exclusive? The two of you came up with this plan. And the moment Harry said he had broken things off with Shakira, Helena was already asking him to go to the hideaway. She didn't give him enough time to process. She should have taken a moment. She did exactly what Tony is doing, and so she made her bed. She needs to lay in it. Everyone is worried about going to to the Grafties because they know that something they said is going to come up. I really feel sorry for Shakira and Tony because production have really tried their best to make them the villains. Connor is saying that he might win a couple of Grafties. Surprise, no, he has moved mad, but people haven't picked up on it. So the graft is that everybody comes out, they're putting on, their best. And I've noticed a trend whereby it seems Megan is the one who gets the best wardrobe. Maybe it's because I feel some type of way about her, because everybody else always seems to pick up the scraps, but she's always got the most amazing wardrobe. If you want to go back even on movie night or when they're having, the fire pit sessions, she always gets the best. Surprisingly, Megan as well was in a very good dress. And it's like, well, we can see who producers' favorites are. Anyway, the Islanders sit down and you have Jamie asking, so do we have a celebrity coming to present the awards? And people are laughing at him like, what do you mean? Have you not watched Love Island before? And it's like, well, I love it. I love the fact that he's naive and he knows nothing. Anyway, we then start off with the first one, which is Eat, Sleep, Crack On, Repeat. Nominees are Dijon for his beautiful girl speech and how he was flirting with anyone with a pulse. On their part, Dijon said, he likes beautiful girls, so he's got a girlfriend now, and so he doesn't see what the big deal is about. Megan doesn't seem bothered by that. Next up was Helena flirting her way with Harrison and telling him, that she had a sexual attraction only with Harry. She didn't think that there was anything else there. And it's like, I don't know whether Harry knows about it, because Harry started picking a fight. And I think Harry is trying to get rid of Helena. He's looking for a way of getting rid of her that doesn't get him in trouble. That's just the impression that I get. And so he's going to say anything that he thinks will sort of trigger her into saying, I don't want to be with you anymore. Last up was Connor. Am I surprised about Connor? Connor, no. I've said this before. I'm surprised nobody else has picked up on it. Connor is kissing every single girl in the villa, actually, because he's been with multiple partners. We all forget Connor has been to the hideaway twice. He first went with Emily and then he went with Megan. So Connor has been moving more manic than Harry, but sadly people have focused on Harry. You had Harry sort of ask Megan, how do you feel about Connor and how he's been moving with the girls? She says she's already spoken to him about it, and so it seems she's over it, and it's like, hey, good for you. The award was given to Dijon, who stood up and said, I like beautiful girls, and now I've got the most beautiful of them all, my girlfriend. And she is grinning from ear to ear, so hey, good for you. Next up was Best Double Act. This is where you start to see production's bias, in my opinion. They brought up Helena and Dijon. Helena and Dijon were making the comment that we saw on movie night. And it's like, there must have been other conversations outside of this mug comment. Megan didn't seem, upset about it. She just sat there. Tony and Shakira, sadly for them, they were thrown under the bus because they were brought up sort of having a conversation after movie night, sort of complaining bitterly about the things that Megan had said. And for Megan to pretend to be upset, I'm not buying it. I really am not buying it, because why are you upset? You said crazy things. This is what I love, that they brought it up that you said crazy things and now you're pretending like you're innocent. What do you mean? For her to say, I've always been nice to you girls, I've always been nice. And then bringing on the waterworks, I didn't get it. I don't know who was aiming for empathy from, because she then looked at Angel and said, oh, I don't want to give it to them, I don't want them to think they've got power over me. And it's like, you're not a victim. You are not a victim. Production is saving you, but you're not a victim. We then have Helena and Megan. Well, they are talking about Harry being flirty. They were sort of making comments about him, having to shut things down with Angel. But sadly, they showed Harry flirting, and Harry was the bad guy in that scenario instead of Megan and Helena. And it's like, there are multiple conversations that production could have played. They could have played the one in the dressing room where Megan was encouraging Helena to wear Shakira's clothing. They could have played any multiple conversations that they've shown us, but they've decided to sort of either have Megan or Helena win. If not, then the other Megan will win. That's the impression that I get. The winners were Tony and Shakira. I love that they stood on business. Even when Dijon tried to sort of cover up and say, Megan is always nice, everybody here can say that. And the girls were like, no, every single bombshell that has come in has said no. They isolate themselves. And you could see Dijon nodding his head. And it's like, your head is agreeing with what the girls are saying. So why is your mouth saying that she's not? She's bad, she's bad. That's it. Last one was flirtiest performance. First was Harry. Anyone surprised? No. And they showed us the conversation between Harry and Emma, and it's like Harry has actually been worse. You could see Shakira was feeling some type of way about that. Harry, in my opinion, still likes Shakira a lot. You could see his feelings were hurt when Shakira and Tony were speaking at the fire pit, and Shakira was saying that, you know, Harry and Dijon are the most manipulative people she's ever seen. So here in the flirtiest comments, you could see that Shakira was feeling some type of way about it. Next up was Jamie. They showed him and Yas flirting. So it was good because it was in his couple. I think they couldn't find anyone else. I'm surprised they didn't put Connor, unless they want Connor to stick it with Megan, so they don't want to paint him in a negative light. Lastly was Harry and Angel. They were flirting. And so the interesting thing about that scenario is Harry and Angel were flirting. As they were flirting, you then had Helena walk up to them, and so she was now in her feelings. She feels some type of way. You could see Shakira was hurt that, you know, it seems she's moving on when she is still this emotionally invested and she's struggling to untangle herself from this man. Helena started kicking off. I think this is the fight we were told about. Sadly for Helena, the man she's arguing with or she's fighting for doesn't want her. He's ready to go back home. And so as much as she can do and throw a fit and a tantrum, it's not going to work. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You lose them how you want them. And sadly for Helena, she forced this connection. This man was liking the idea of flirting with her but not staying with her. And she made it into a situation whereby he ended up staying with her. And it seems like he wants to go back to Shakira. I think if Shakira explains herself, he will forgive her faster than he will forgive the person he's in a couple with. But anyway, I can't wait for the part 2. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 45. Bye guys.